The AI bubble will pop, according to this billionaire, and Nissan cutting U.S. production. Today, I read an interesting article on Yahoo Finance, put out by Business Insider, and written by Jennifer Soar, titled, AI Hype is a Bubble Set to Burst, as it follows the path of tech manias throughout history, legendary investor Jeremy Grantham says. The author of this article referenced Jeremy Grantham as saying, the market's endless hype for artificial intelligence is a classic bubble, following the path of others throughout history. He also said, losses will pile up once the bubble in AI stocks bursts. He compared the hype for AI to the 1990s internet craze and the railroad boom in the 1920s. Well, my friends, there certainly is a lot of hype in the world relating to artificial intelligence. A lot of companies have tried to hop on that bandwagon so they aren't left behind. Some AI systems are impressive. Others will still need to evolve. In the long run, AI will likely be revolutionary, but I think there are going to be some growing pains along the way. In terms of stocks, we saw a similar type of hype back in the late 1990s with the dot-com craze. Many stocks crashed after the bubble popped. Some of those companies failed. Others are still with us today, and they are very profitable companies. Could we see an AI bubble pop in the stock market at some point? Sure, we could. Anything is possible. We could also see some companies fail, while others go on to become more profitable. Please keep in mind, the stock market can remain irrational for a long time. There are past examples of this. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I read another interesting story today. This one was on ZeroHedge.com, written by Tyler Durden, likely a pseudonym for writers at Zero Hedge, titled, Nissan Cutting Production of U.S. Models by 30%, Putting 2024 Global Sales Target at Risk. The author of this article said there are continual signs that the U.S. consumer is tapped. He then said, Nissan is planning on cutting production of its main U.S. models by 30%. Nissan forecasts a 99% drop in quarterly operating profit and a 12% decline for the year. Here are my thoughts. There are Nissan vehicles manufactured here in America. I have to wonder if layoffs will follow in the near future. I sure hope not. I hate to think about people being laid off, especially if they live in an area where there may not be other good jobs that pay as well. Until we see interest rates drop further, I think some Americans are going to struggle to purchase new vehicles. Keep in mind, a lot of people are in a negative equity position in their vehicles because they overpaid several years ago when vehicles were selling for over MSRP. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. The first commenter said, prices have risen and all vehicles have degraded. Example, Nissan Rogue now featuring a 1.3-liter three-cylinder engine versus a 2.0 or 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine. And today, belt drive transmission versus gear-driven transmission. A 1.3-liter engine with a belt drive transmission is throwaway once the warranty expires. My expectation is we'll be happy and we'll own nothing, because the only thing new vehicles will be good for is a 3 to 4 year lease. The car companies blame government emission standards. I say whether it be a combustion engine or an EV, they have perfectly planned obsolescence. I look forward in eager participation for when throwaway houses hit the market. The next commenter said, auto execs are finally getting the message that Americans won't spend $70,000 on a tiny underpowered vehicle that doesn't meet their needs. Build a minivan that can haul kids or a pickup that can pull a trailer and put a non-turbo V6 in it without a bunch of view screens and spyware, and change about half of what the current MSRP is, and consumers will start buying again. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, Nissan would be wise to bring back the V8 Titan as a bare bones cheap pickup with no electronic crap, since it had no cylinder deactivation and no start-stop nonsense. Nobody wants $70,000 trucks loaded with nannies and spyware. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I read another interesting story today. This one was on Yahoo Finance, written by Josh Sheffer, titled October Jobs Report, U.S. Economy Adds Just 12,000 Jobs as Boeing Strike and Hurricanes Weigh on Labor Market. The author of this article said data from the BLS on Friday showed the labor market added 12,000 payrolls in October, which is less than the 100,000 expected by economists. Here are my thoughts. This is a big difference. Let's hope this isn't revised down further. You may remember that happened in the past. It's amazing to me that the stock market continues to be disconnected from what is happening in the real economy. Here's another interesting article. I read this today on foxbusiness.com, written by Daniela Genovese, titled Chipotle Brings Back Bigger Portions After Criticism from Customers. The author of this article said TikTok users earlier this year complained about their Chipotle bowls. Chipotle said they have been consistently offering generous portions in an effort to satisfy the customers who complained on social media that they were getting skimped on the size of their servings. Now, the CEO said there is proof on the company's social media platforms because people have been posting big burritos and big bowls. Here are my thoughts. I'm glad they are giving people larger portions. In the past week, I read an article about Subway being sued because their marketing photos of their food contained larger portions than you actually get. Some of this at Subway may have been due to franchisees trying to squeeze a little more profit. The thing is, some Americans want to get their money's worth. Many people are struggling because of inflation. They are often paying close attention to what they are getting for their money. Companies need to be careful. No company wants an angry mob on the internet. That could be very bad for business. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. Chipotle is very different from other chain restaurants in that 100% of the stores are corporate owned, so they aren't franchised. So in theory, they should have tighter controls and more consistency than other chains. However, portion control when you are using various sized ladles, spoons, etc. is difficult to achieve. It's not the same as pre-portioned beef patties. However, I suspect somewhere along the line, employees have gradually been trained to put less food in the bowl or burrito. The next commenter said, I had a Chipotle bowl today for the first time in 5 years. It was approximately 60% the size and approximately $5 more. Bowl contents were 30% less. At least I wasn't paying. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, I got a burrito last week from Chipotle and it was smaller than a baseball and just as round. It was filled with 85% rice, a dry mouthful of tortilla and rice. It was awful. I wasted $12. Well, my friends, these commenters always have interesting things to say. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.